Hello, I'm Carl at Trident Fly Fishing. Today we're going to tie Amy's Ant. The Amy's Ant pattern was created by Jack Dennis in the late 1990s to be fished in the famous Jackson Hole One Fly tournament, which it won in 1999. It's a hybrid between an ant, a hopper, and a stonefly, and Amy's Ant is a great pattern for a variety of freshwater river fishing scenarios. Here's the fly in the vise. The hook we're going to use today is a TMC 5262. This is size 10. And our thread is going to be some Vivas GSP 100 in black. We'll start our thread right behind the hook eye and form a good thread base. The body of this fly is going to be made up from foam, and we want a good thread base to glue that foam down to. I'm just trying to get a good base here for the first material that we tie in, which is going to be some hairline foam in 2mm in the color tan. And to start, we're just going to trim the corners like so. The width of this is about a hook's gap. Tie this on top about a hook gap's width behind the hook. You can see that the foam is cut about a hook gap's width. That's about where we want it. Now we're just going to run our thread back forward all the way up to the eye. And we're going to use a little bit of Zap-A-Gap. And we're going to put that across the top of the shank. And then wrap back over the body. Give it just a second to dry. And we're going to wrap our thread back all the way down to where we started with the tail. I'm going to forward again, neaten all that up. Okay, the second material we're going to tie in is again going to be some 2mm foam. This is in light olive, and this is going to go on top of the tan, and we're going to cut a V-shaped notch in the foam like so, and tie that in right on top of the tan. There we go. So the next material we're going to tie in is going to be some rubber legs. These are hairlines, medium round in brown. And I've got a few pieces already separated from the package. These are going to go on either side. And they're a bit longer than they need to be right now. That's so that I can tie them back out of the way while I tie the rest of the fly. I'll take my hackle pliers and pull those legs back. There we go. So our next material is going to be just a brown hackle feather. I'm going to tie that in right in front of the rubber legs. Prepare it just like we always do by snipping off a few barbules on either side of the stem to create a tie-in point. We're going to tie this in right in front of those legs. And the body of the fly is going to be made for some hairline medium Krystal Flash chenille and olive. So we'll pull out a section of that, pull some material away to expose the core to give us a tie-in point. wrap forward to about 2 hook eyes in front of the hook eye, like that, and simply palmer this chenille forward till we reach our thread. We'll tie it off. Cut off our excess material, and now we'll palmer our hackle feather. Tie that off. Now we're going to trim away most of what we just tied in. Take your time here so you don't cut something you don't want to. And on the bottom of the fly, we're going to cut the hackle feathers to about half a hook gap. Now we're going to bring our foam forward, and we're going to tie that down and run our thread up to the hook eye. Wrap back over it. This is going to form a base for our wing. So our next material is going to be some Krystal Flash in rainbow. We want probably about 12 strands of this going back, so we'll take 3 or 4 strands. And cut that in half. And we'll tie these in right on top. And our next material is just going to be some natural deer hair. Don't need a very big wing. Remove all of the shorts and fuzzies. Get it in a stacker and even up the tips. Trim some of that up just to make it a little easier. We want this to extend about halfway down the tail. Out there. Take a couple of loose wraps and pull it tight, and we're going to wrap through all of those fibers. We'll lock everything in place and prevent it from wrapping around the hook. And we need to trim all of those fibers away. Again, take your time so you don't cut something you don't mean to. And we'll cut these rainbow Krystal Flash just a little longer than the wing. Now we're going to form a small dubbing noodle next using some hairline ice dub in the color Peacock. And we're going to wrap that over the head of the wing. Now we're going to fold that green piece back on itself. Take a couple of tight turns to make sure everything is where you want it, or loose turns I mean, and when you're satisfied you can tighten it down. And we'll cut that about half the length of the wing, and the front we'll cut about there, just a little bit shorter than what the tail is. And last, we're going to tie in some more rubber legs. And we're ready to do a whip finish. So we're going to cut our rubber legs. We're going to make those about 3/4 of a hook shank in length. And a little bit of fancy trimming to do on the foam, and we'll cut it into a point. And we'll knock the edges off the front. And I add a little super glue to our tie-in point. And our fly is complete. Please feel free to add comments at the bottom of the page, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see all the new content here at Trident Fly Fishing. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next time.